meet you in the half-light between the last train and dawn. Shoes worn thin old Avenida Corrientes, where the night still carries on. Your buildings lean like storytellers, tired but proud, still standing tall. Every step I take on these old streets feels like I've walked them all. You don't rush, you don't explain, you just let me stay. Like I'll understand you better if I learn to wait. Buenos Aires, city of ghosts and fire, of borrowed dreams and stubborn hearts. You break me gently, you hold me close, you teach me how to fall apart. I've loved you tired, I've loved you loud, I've loved you when I couldn't stay. You don't belong to anyone, but you never let me walk away. Tilmo hums in broken rhythms, old cafes refuse to close. You taste like coffee, smoke and rain, and a truth that nobody knows. In La Boca, color hides the cracks, bright painted on the walls. Recolita sleeps with marble names, while the city never stalls. Every accent, every scar came from somewhere else. You're made of hands that cross the sea and learn to bleed themselves. Buenos Aires, beautiful and bruised, elegant and worn out shoes. You dance even when the music hurts, like you don't know how to lose. I've seen you rise, I've seen you wait, I've seen you laugh through bad years. You carry history in your bones, and tomorrow in your fears. You don't shine like other cities do. You glow low, you glow deep. You keep your magic in the cracks, where the restless never sleep. Bandoneons cry in empty rooms, books stay open late. You make poets out of lonely souls, and saints out of mistakes. Buenos Aires, mi casa, a sound, just light across the grass. The kettle hums, the wind stands still. Nothing here moves fast.
Boots by the door, the road ahead seemed just a different day. Out here the sky does all the talking, I just work and stay.
This land don't ask me who I am, it knows me by my hands, by every step I take at dawn, by how long I can stand. I don't own a single thing, but still I don't feel lost. The Pampas gives me room to breathe and takes me at its cost.
Cattle drift like passing thoughts, clouds repeat the same. I've watched whole seasons cross this field without learning their names.
Letters fade, the town feels far. Time wears a slower face. You learn to live with quiet here. You learn to fill the space. This land don't promise comfort, it don't pretend to care, but it stays honest every day in sun and storm and glare. If freedom's just another word for carrying your load, then I'm as rich as any man walking this long road.
At night the stars come down so low,
They feel within my reach.
I pour the mate, I say nothing.
Silence knows how to speak.
Some people meet 1,000 doors to feel the world is wide. I need one sky that doesn't end and
Nothing else beside. This land won't beg me not to go. It won't ask me to stay. It lets me leave, it lets me return the same quiet way. If I'm remembered anywhere, let it be by this view, a man, a field, an open sky, and all the space between them two.
when the light slips off the plain
And the wind begins its run, I stand where the land keeps waiting for no one. And
for no one.
and
The road climbs smooth past broken stone, where colors stain the land. Salt on the wind, sun on the bones, time held in an older hand.
voices echo in the haze, long before my name.
Every step I take I feel the bottle just say
up where the earth remembers fast and the sky feels close and wide. We carry more than we can see.
Quiet song,
hands worn, eyes away.
You don't ask what tomorrow is. You take what today will bring.
If I leave with thanks. If I stay, I stay away. Bailame hasta que duela. Tonight's us. The sun went down, but the heat stayed in. Stuck in my hair, stuck on my skin. I said I'd leave early. I always lie when the music hits and I see your eyes. The street lights blink like they know our game. Every step closer, I forget my name. And suddenly the night feels sweet. Don't say love if you don't mean now. Don't promise me tomorrow. Just pull me close right here, right loud. Let the rhythm borrow us.
Bailame hasta que duela, hasta que salga el sol. If this is all we get, mi amor, then give me all you got.
Kiss me like the song won't end, like the night won't let us go. Bailame hasta que duela. I don't need more than this moment.
Your laugh cuts through the speakers loud. The whole barrio's dancing now. Cheap drinks, broken plans, perfect when you hold my hand. hearts don't always speak in words.
Sometimes they dance, sometimes they bruise. Closer, that's it. Bailame hasta que duela. Till the speakers give out slow. If loving you is losing sleep, then baby let me go.
Tonight we're more than what we are. When the lights finally break,
Bailame hasta que duela. Let tomorrow wait.
when the song fades I'll still feel you in every step I take.
If this was only one night or more, it was worth the ache.
I learned my name from open land, from leather dust and sky. A horse beneath me night ahead, no one asking why. The towns forget me just as fast as I pass their fading lights. I don't carry much but scars and songs, and a fire that lasts the night. The wind don't judge, it only knows the truth I won't confess. A man can walk with freedom or sleep with less and less. I ride where the road has no end, where the Pampas swallows time, lonely as the southern stars, but still I call it mine. It takes more than it ever gives, this life I didn't choose, but every time I try to leave, it's a road that I can't lose. Cold made in the early dawn, hands cracked by rain and rope. I've buried dreams in shallow ground and learned to live on hope. I hear guitars in distant towns, like ghosts I used to be, but the land keeps pulling at my boots, saying stay with me. A settled heart feels heavy now. I don't wear walls too well. The sky's too wide, the ground too real for promises to sell. I ride where the road has no end, with the wind as my only friend. Every mile takes something back, but gives me breath again. This life leaves marks you never lose, in bone and blood and skin. I swear I'm done 1,000 times, then saddle up again. I've loved and left without goodbye, it's easier that way. A gaucho learns to hold the reins and let the rest all stray. The fire burns, the night listens, the horse knows every pain. Some men need roots to feel alive, I need open plains. I ride where the road has no end, where the silence calls my name. I pay for freedom every night, but I'd pay it all again. If I die beneath an endless sky, let the earth know this truth. I lived with nothing but the land, and that was wealth enough. When the fire fades to ash and bone, and stars fall into view, I'll sleep where the Pampas hold me close, like they always do. The road was just the evening slow. The hills leaned into flame. I saw you standing by the gate, and somehow knew your name. The air was warm with orange trees. The river barely spoke. You smiled like you had learned to wait for the things that pass then go. We never said what love would be. We let the night decide. A handkerchief, a careful step, two shadows side by side. If love is just remembering what time won't let us keep, then hold me once, then let me go where promises can sleep. Your voice was low, the stars were close. The moon knew how to stay. You said tomorrow's not for us, but tonight could find a way. I danced the space you didn't cross. You followed just enough. In every turn, in every pause, I felt the weight of us. We never asked for more than this, a song, a passing flame. The earth beneath our borrowed steps still knows us by our names. If love must fade like summer rain that falls then disappears, let it leave the ground alive with memory, not tears. They say the land remembers all the laughter and the pain, that every path you walk away is waiting just the same. If ever you return this way when dusk begins to bloom, you'll hear the Zamba in the dust still calling out to you. We never promised we would stay, we promised we would feel. And some things live because they end, more true for not being real. So dance these ones and turn away before the morning shows. Some loves are meant to walk beside, not follow where life goes. When night returns to quiet ground and fireflies grow thin, the place where that handkerchief fell still waits for us within.
The lights were low, the floor is scarred by every almost love. You held me like it meant something, but never quite enough. Your hand knew where my waist would be. Your eyes looked past my face. I followed every step you led. You never matched my pace. You said my name like it was safe, like I was passing through. But every time you pulled me close, I danced alone with you. I loved you in the silence, where you never had to choose. I waited in the pauses. You already knew the truth. You leaned on me for comfort, then vanished when it was done. I gave you all my wanting. You never gave me one. The bandoneon cried soft and slow, like you knew how this ends. wings. I tasted one in second place while you looked for your friends. I learned the art of standing still while breaking just the same, smiling like I didn't mind that you forgot my name. You said I'm more like habit, not like something you'd lose. You spun me into fantasy, then left me with a bruise. I loved you in the silence, where you never had to stay. I held the weight of both our hearts. You walked away cleanly. You came to me when lonely, then vanished with the sun. I gave you all my wanting, you never gave me one. They say tango needs two hearts listening as one, but you were always leading to somewhere I'd be done. I felt you hesitate every time I leaned in deep. Some loves are slow and honest, some just know how to keep. I loved you like a secret you were careful not to keep. I memorized your breathing, you never lost your sleep. If loving you was a weakness, then I paid the cost in full. I danced for both of us, my love, and you just let me fall. The music fades, the mirror stays. It tells me what I knew. I wasn't hard to love at all, just not enough for you. To tremble before my eyes can see. The air is thick with thunder and a green infinity. Every step pulls me closer to something I can't name. The jungle holds its breath as the earth begins to break. The river doesn't ask permission, it remembers how to fall. I feel my heart grow smaller in the shadow of it all. Iguazu, you rise and disappear in 1,000 voices crashing down. Inside your endless roar, where all my thoughts are drowned. You don't rush, you don't wait, you just pour and you remain. A living wall of breath and light, where the water calls my name. in 1,000 voices crashing down. I stand inside your endless roar where all my doubts are drowned. You don't need a single word to make me understand. I am nothing but a witness to the power of your hands. If the world could start again, it would sound just like this. Not silence, not a whisper, but a force we can't resist. Stone remembers every drop. The sky returns in spray. I feel something ancient watching me this way. Oh, Iguazu, holy and untamed, you fall like time itself. Every fear I carried here, I leave inside your swell. I came to see the waterfall, but it was I who changed. I walk away in borrowed mist, and I won't be the same. Long after I am gone, long after words have dried, you'll still be breaking open where the river learns to Hey, move the chairs, open the street. We're still here. Yeah, till here. Pain on my face, sweat on my skin. The city said quiet, we answered with drums. They counted the days, they closed every door, but February kicked it back open once more. I work all year with my head held low, bills, bad news, late trains home. But give me one night, give me this sound, and watch me turn the whole block around. Who are we? With a noise you can't shut down. Why are we here? 'Cause the body will still around.
We come back, get it back again.
Even if they say we shouldn't be. With drums, glitter, broken voices, laughing loud at what hurts me. We don't ask, we don't behave, we dance with what life didn't give. Painted smiles, tired feet, this is how the people live. They talk big on the evening news like they ever stood where we stand. They don't know these cracks, sidewalks, they don't know these hands. We sing about love, we sing about rage, about run, about time, about growing old. We dress it in rhythm, jokes and sweat, so the truth don't freeze us cold. What's our crime? Being seen, being loud. What's our dream? Taking up some space right now. We're even broke, even scarred, even tired.
If the year tried to shrink our voices,
Night, we sing twice as wide. We don't promise clean or pretty, we promise real, we promise heat. If joy scares them half to death, good, let them feel the beat. live down here. It figures out. We laugh so we don't go numb. We drum so we don't go quiet. If surviving is an art, then tonight we riot.
¡Aguante el barrio, la murga! ¡Acá estamos! We come back every February.
With no permission, no excuse, they can keep their empty speeches. We've got rhythm, we've got truth. When the lights go out again and the makeup hits the same, they'll forget we were ever here. But the street remembers everything. Tomorrow hurts, tonight is ours. Same drum, same streets. See you next year.
At the edge of the map where the silence begins, I walk on stone, older than words. The wind speaks first, I just listen in. Under skies that have never been tamed, granite towers cut open the dome, like prayers carved straight into flame. Fitzroy glows in the morning cold, calling me by my name. Every road disappears out here, every truth stands bare. I came looking for distance, found myself in the air. Oh, Patagonia, you don't promise peace, you teach it slow, you make it earn. In the breath of the ice, in the pool of the deep, in every bridge that's been burned. I am small, I am passing through, but your fire runs through my veins, where the earth still decides what's true, and the wind remembers my name. Cerro Torre cuts through the storm, a blade of ice and light. Clouds roll in like unspoken fears, then vanish into the night. Perito Monel exhales and breaks, like a heart that refuses to sleep. Blue thunder echoes across the lake, secrets too heavy to keep. Time moves different down here, it bends, it slows, it stays. I lost the weight I was carrying, somewhere in the glacial haze. Oh, Patagonia, you don't ask me why, you don't care what I've done. You strip me down to bone and sky, till there's nowhere left to run. I am small, I am passing through, but your fire runs through my veins, where the earth still decides what's true, and the wind remembers my name. Bombo heart in the southern ground, bandoneon in the cold night air. Old songs ride the Patagon wind, from nowhere to everywhere. If I leave, I'll leave something here. If I stay, I'll never be the same. Some places don't belong to you, they just let you stay. Oh, Patagonia, end of the world they say, but it feels like the start to me, where the sky comes down, where the wild still stays, where my soul can finally breathe. I am small, I am passing through, but I won't walk away unchanged. Where the stone, the ice, the truth break through, and the wind remembers my name. When their road fades into the plain, and the stars fall like frozen rain, I'll carry you under my skin till I hear that wind again. Oh, 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 oh.
I arrived on a night with a tighter mood, suitcase full of almost gone dreams. The river smelled like rust and rain, and every street knew things about me. San Telmo whispered through broken glass, old steps tapping time on stone. I followed a bandoneon down the block like it already knew my name. They say don't trust a city at night that looks at you too long, but Buenos Aires leaned in close and pulled me into song. Buenos Aires, you don't love me clean, you love me slow and hard, with tangled hands and jealous eyes and truths left in the dark. You spin me till I lose my sense of who I was before I came to visit for a moment. Now I can't find the door. La Boca burns in red and blue, painted wounds along the street, couples arguing with their bodies every time their shadows meet. Cafe tables, wine and smoke, promises dressed in skin. She said love is a dangerous dance, but I stepped in anyway. Every kiss feels like a goodbye, every goodbye like a lie. In this city of crooked hearts, nobody leaves on time. Buenos Aires, you don't love me clean, you leave a mark, you stay like music in my chest at dawn that won't just fade away. You hold me close, then let me fall like you've done 1,000 times. I don't know if I'm in love with you or just your state of mind. Bandoneon crying in a minor key, breathing like a broken heart. Old men dancing with their ghosts in halls that fall apart. She said, velas como si doliera. I said, amor, acá el dolor is how we learn to feel. Buenos Aires, mi perdición, my beautiful mistake. You teach me love is not a place, it's a risk you take. If I leave, I leave unfinished. If I stay, I'll stay undone. You don't belong to anyone, but you take everyone.